Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to review and talk about Alien vs. Predator. This is a 2004 film that was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. And the plot of the movie that you could say some people have been waiting for years, all of their lives to see. We meet this group of an explorer team who want to go out to the Arctic because they have a lead on these signals that are going on out there, until accidentally they find out they're in the middle of a war. A war between predators and the aliens, and they're fighting and trying to kill each other, so they're all trying to survive. Now, what I think of Alien vs. Predator is, surprisingly, believe it or not, I do not hate this movie. I don't. I know that there are people who hate this movie, who think that it's trash, it's garbage, it's a piece of shit movie. And I used to be a little bit more of a defender of this film. Rewatching it now, I think this is the least that I've liked it, but I still don't hate it. I still think that it has its moments, but man, it is, I have to admit, it's a pretty big disappointment for what it is. You have Paul W.S. Anderson, who is known for directing such movies like, well, the Resident Evil movies. And it's surprising, it's amazing to think about how you have a lead female role here, Alexa, in this movie played by Sanaa Lathan. But I'm shocked that Paul Anderson didn't have his wife, Milla Jovovich, come in and play this part. I mean, she's the main character of a lot of his movies, especially the Resident Evil films. And I'm not saying she would have done a bad job here, but I do like the fact that he cast Sanaa Lathan because she's a good actress. Some of the other characters, we have Lance Henriksen. Yes, Lance Henriksen, who was in Aliens and the Alien 3 as Bishop. But here, though, he's playing Charles Bishop Weyland. Weyland, yes, he's playing Weyland, the guy who's behind the corporation, the evil corporation in the other movies. This film is set in the past, technically, because the Alien movies are in the future, so this is set before then. I guess they cast Lance Henriksen because the theory is that the Bishop android from Aliens was based off of the real-life Weyland character that he is in this film. That doesn't exactly explain who the fuck the human version that Lance Henriksen was playing in Alien 3, but who cares, because it is cool to see him in this movie. He's sick, he's dying, so one of the very last things that he wants to do is to see these pyramids, see what's going on here, and ultimately be involved with these aliens one way or another. The rest of this group, though, I mean, I could list the actors one by one, but that would be boring. Because honestly, the cast is pretty boring. I'm not saying that there aren't some good actors here, or there aren't some actors that I do know from other things, but the writing just really isn't any good for any of them. Nobody stands out. Nobody's all that memorable. The dialogue is pretty terrible when you hear them have their one or two scenes where they try to give some personality and backstory to them. Like, for example, Raul Bova plays Sebastian, and he's here to be the translator. He can somehow translate all of these pyramid languages that the predators are speaking. He knows what everything means. And it's like, okay, technically the character should feel important, but when one of his introduction scenes is Sanaa Lathan asking him, hey, why do you wear that bottle cap around your neck? I'm like, this is the basis for how we're going to get to know this character. And honestly, he's bland, he's boring. A lot of these characters are bland and boring. And so when they all just start getting killed off left and right, one by one, you don't care. There's a part of me, there's the teenager part of me, who remembers seeing this back when I was in high school and remembers thinking, oh, this is a pretty cool movie. Back then I thought that, but watching it now, I'm like, I don't care about any of these people. And I want to care. I do. I want to feel something when they have moments of being taken, like with the face huggers. They introduced this one badass female character who I think the idea was, oh, she looks like the tough one who might be one of the main characters. And then they just kill her off by having a face hugger go onto her and an alien rips out of her chest. And it's like, okay, you could still have done that as a surprise, but give me something more with her. Let me get to know her or care about her or get something memorable with her before you just start killing these people off. There's a lot of face huggers, a lot of eggs, a lot of just they're trying to build in this lore. They're trying to have this backstory of, okay, let's think about this. So the Predators come to Earth, and this started years and years ago. They built the pyramids, I guess, and they created the aliens, like created them, only because they wanted some sort of exhibition or some sort of training. So the Predators who can kill these aliens would graduate to being like the next level warriors. And look, there's a part of me that thinks that's kind of cool that they try to establish some lore. Like there's something to that. I just don't love that, oh yeah, they created the aliens. So the aliens exist purely just because they want to be some training exercise for the Predators. We could still have had this movie. This movie could have been about, for example, these 3 predators that you see who come to Earth just to hunt the aliens. Why can't it just be like, holy shit, these aliens are on Earth and they shouldn't be doing that. Like maybe we want to be the ones to kill humans, or we want to use humans as our training or as our hunting things, and these aliens are fucking that up. So we're going to go down there and take care of them. It's really all that simple. I would even like the fact if maybe, I get why humans are here, but you don't even need humans. If this movie was just predators and the moments when the predator like takes the skull of an alien to use it as a shield for Sinai-Lathan and then takes the tail for a weapon. Like if you had done more stuff like that with just a predator character, a predator who was by himself and stranded, no weapons, and so just had to fight his way through these aliens, that would have been badass. You don't need humans for dialogue and whatnot because, let's be honest, the dialogue isn't that good. So to have nobody talking, I think that would have been almost more interesting if they had done something like that. The main predator, who they call Scar, I kind of dig the fact that he takes the acid blood from the aliens, each one that he kills, and he makes a mark or scar on his face to kind of show how much of a badass he is, of sorts. The part where, yes, Sinai-Lathan does end up teaming with the Predator. It's kind of funny, it's kind of goofy, but yet, compared to the other human characters, the two of them together, I go along with it because at that point, why not? At that point, I just go with it. I will say that the moments when the alien does fight the Predator, where they do have fight scenes and they do go at it, and it's a dream come true. It's one of those things that you almost never thought you'd ever see in the movie before. So those scenes are kind of cool. Those scenes are worth watching, if nothing else. This is the unrated edition, which means that originally this came out as a PG-13 movie. What the fuck? I know. An Alien versus Predator, two franchises that both were rated R. Every single one of these movies rated R. But yet, the versus movie between them, PG-13? Really? So the unrated version, if you watch it, it's really just a bunch of CGI blood added in to make it look more gory and bloody. And it's like, okay, it's slightly better, but the CGI doesn't look great. Even some of the CGI of the aliens running around, like sometimes, most of the time it works, but other times it's like, ooh, that doesn't look that great at all. There's a part of me that thinks this is a huge letdown. There's a part of me that thinks, wow, this story is so freaking lame. They had so many years to sit down and crack this code. There's a comic book that has a much better way of getting these two creatures together to fight. Hell, James Cameron and Ridley Scott both had ideas of possibly writing a script to make this movie, and both of them turned down. So it's amazing to see where script-wise where this movie ended up. I do think it has its moments. I do think I can shut my brain off to a certain extent and watch it and enjoy some of the fighting and some of the iconic moments of the alien killing the predator for that first time, looking in its face. There's moments, but not the greatest movie. It's not that good at all. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Alien versus Predator? Do you agree with me that it's not terrible, could have been better, or do you just think it sucks, it's flat out horrible, awful, or do you like it, love it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Please won't you save my desires on fire? Sometimes you need a little peace at home. On fire, so